Něco padlo pode dveřmi, mok se jeví, krvavý. A když stará otevřela, kdo leknutí vypráví. Ve věci tu v krvi leží, mráz po těle hrůzou běží. Dětská hlava bez tělíčka a tělíčko bez hlavy. I am pretty sure that every single Czech person watching this video knows now who I'm gonna talk about. For others, this is a poem called The Vodník by Karel Jaromír Erben. And Vodník is the monster I want to discuss today. Vodník isn't your normal scary monster with teeth beyond counting and talons ready to rip you open, no. Vodník is terrifying in a completely different sense. Let's look into its history, pop culture and fairy tales. I'm gonna be discussing mainly Czech legends as sources are scarce and usually in languages that I don't speak. Hello, my name is Zairi and I advise you, do not deal with a little green man if you ever visit Bohemia. Let's go! History and mystery of Vodník. As I lightly mentioned before, Vodník isn't purely a monster that is unique to Czech Republic. You will find them in other Slavic countries as well as in some Germanic ones. They tend to differ in shape, form and stories about them, but the gist of it kind of stays the same. It's a water sprite who is most often vengeful and evil, but can also be nice on certain occasions. The Czech Vodník mostly resembles a green man with membranes between his fingers who is always wet, no matter what. Our ancestors had a huge respect towards water and its sources. The Chronicle of Cosmas still mentions people sacrificing to water sources in around the 11th century, when Christianity already took hold over the land. The people still didn't want to risk angering the water spirits, no matter if they fully believed in them or not anymore. It was told by the folks that Vodník could be a fallen angel who became so mad at humanity for entering the paradise, he started catching them and not letting them through. Or it was a thief turned Vodník, or a person who took their own life. They all turn into the evil water sprite in the end. And then we also get the, in my opinion, scariest bit of lore about these guys. The mugs, the cups, the teapots. Okay, so Vodníks live underwater. It's easiest to picture it as a normal human living space, but it's just at the bottom of a lake. And in that space they have a shelf. And on that shelf there are tens and maybe even hundreds of teapots. All have different shapes and patterns, but they share one feature. They are all closed by a lid. Now imagine that every single one of these pots is a human soul. Because what Vodník does is not only he drowns you, he also traps your soul into a teapot for all eternity. Why? For his collection, his amusement. And you can do absolutely nothing about it. Vodník got his traditional style and shape by the 16th century. The top hat, the green, yellow and reds, the cool shoes which he made himself, it was all there. By this time there was a lot of stories about Vodníks turning into other animals or people as well. You could always recognize that it's them thanks to the uneasiness animals had around these water spirits. When Vodníks turned into humans, it was to get more souls into their collection. Be it by giving people too much alcohol and luring them to drown, or charming girls by putting pearls and mirrors above the water. If an unlucky girl fell into water, there was a chance that Vodník would make her his wife. That's what the initial poem of this video was about. If a woman finds a way to escape her water prison, she must be warned, because Vodník will do anything to get her back. He will go as far as killing their own child out of anger and desperation, just like in the Karel Jaromír Erben's poem. I will be the first one to say that I am not exactly painting a picture of a very nice monster here, but alas. There are many stories about Vodníks acting very nicely actually. As long as you are a kind-hearted person who is working with water, be it a fisherman or a worker at a watermill, there was a good chance Vodník may respect you. Of course you gotta respect him back, that makes sense. This belief may have gone as far as when people saw somebody drowning, they did not help. They said that if they drown, it was their fate to be taken by the Vodník. Literally respect taken to the fullest. There is not many things that could protect you from the spirit. There is some branches and flowers and herbs and so on mentioned, but apparently the best thing you can have is a rooster. His cry scared all the monsters and ghosts. A red ribbon is also a good weapon of choice if you don't have the bird. In popular culture and literature, Czech people tended to play more into the silly and sweet side of the Vodníks as the time went on. Back in the day they were terrifying forces of nature, But as people discovered more about the world around them, they started to take on more comical and kind-hearted attitude in folk stories and fairy tales. They were just a green guy who makes frogs sing, fish race, and have an undisputed fashion sense. Like this guy. Or this dude. Or these people? Anyway, I will include some links in the description if you want to check these movies and fairy tales for yourself, and I hope you enjoyed this little journey under the water. So for next time, look out if the suspiciously green guy you have met at a party is not dripping water everywhere, and if yes, run. Thanks for watching, consider subscribing, and bye bye!